In Afghanistan, an army support squad is on its way to help a stranded convoy. The team leader steps out, frustrated with the other team's leader, sparking a fight with him, but he turns out to be his younger brother and just messing with the other soldiers. While fixing the vehicle, his younger brother reminds him of their shared dream of becoming Rangers, the ones sent to the front lines, and encourages him to join the next training program called RASP. The older brother declines, telling him that he does not have what it takes to be one, but urges his brother to join alone instead. But before they leave the place, they are ambushed by the enemy, who make sure that no one will be left alive. Fortunately, the older brother manages to survive, but his knees are injured. He rushes to look for other survivors, but fails. He finds his brother, who is also critically injured, and though it seems impossible, he promises that they will make it out of there alive. 2 years later, the older brother heads to the Rangers base in Colorado. When he arrives with the other trainees, the trainers remove their names and ranks and assign them numbers instead. When it is his turn, the cadre reveals that he has been rejected 4 times due to a medical condition. However, based on his previous rank, he is offered a team leader position, but he refuses. He is then assigned the number 81. At the briefing, First Sergeant Torres addresses the group, explaining that the 8-week training program is not for everyone. It is grueling and designed to test physical endurance and mental resilience, regardless of prior experience. Their training begins immediately, and each week those who fail are eliminated from the program. Those who survive the final elimination must successfully complete a 24-hour timed mission called the Death March and cross the finish line before they can earn the Ranger badge. When the training begins, it pushes everyone to their limits, testing endurance, skill, and mental toughness. With only the strongest moving forward, 81 quickly proves himself, excelling in every training exercise and keeping pace while others struggle. During rifle training, the sergeant asks who has prior deployment experience. A few trainees raise their hands and share minor assignments, prompting jokes from the sergeant. When it is number 81's turn, he calmly states his combat experience. Everyone, including the sergeant, is shocked when they hear the name of his squad. During lunch break, rumors spreads about 81 carrying his brother 10 miles to the perimeter. Everyone reacts in shock, noting that he earned a silver star and is considered a hero. The next day, while they rest, 7, one of the team leaders, asks 81 about his tattoo, DFQ, and guesses the meaning of it. A few more weeks pass and several more trainees are removed from the program, while 81, 7, and 15 remain the top candidates. When they reach the final week, the trainees face a swimming pool test while carrying dumbbells underwater. As 81 does, memories of carrying his brother flood back to him. He pushes forward, nearly drowning before the others save him. After that, the sergeant major summons 81 to his office. While waiting, a TV report mentions that an interstellar object is approaching Earth, but he does not pay attention to it. In the office, Sergeant Major Sheridan and Torres inform 81 that they recommend him for retirement from the program because he's not mentally fit to continue on, and he may become a liability in his team once he becomes a Ranger. Sheridan offers 81 a chance to formally quit the program, but he refuses, insisting that he just wants to cross the finish line. In the final elimination week, 81 thinks he has been eliminated but instead passes. Torres then lays out the Death March test. The trainees must destroy a downed aircraft to prevent it from falling into enemy hands, rescue the pilot from a nearby village outpost, and reach the base on foot within a 24-hour timeline. The team is warned of constant surveillance and hidden ambushes by the cadre pretending to be the enemy. To his surprise, 81 is assigned team leader, replacing 7. It is part of Sheridan and Torres's plan to make him quit and fail to become a Ranger. The team boards the helicopters which will take them to the site. On the way, they pass by a quarry, and 81 notices some of the equipment below. The pilot announces that the Death March has begun. 81 leads the group into the forest and reminds them that they have 24 hours to complete the mission. The moment becomes awkward, and 7 steps in to give encouraging words to the team. They spend the rest of the day moving toward the target. But as night falls, the team rests in a nearby forest. 7 says they can rest for only 20 minutes, and 81 volunteers to keep watch while the others sleep. As they rest, 7 approaches 81 and asks if they can talk, but 81 refuses. At the same time, a loud beaming lights flash above them, waking the rest from their sleep. The team thinks it might be the cadre trying to scare them, so 81 orders the team to continue on. By morning, they finally reach the crashed aircraft. It appears far more high-end than expected for this mission. 81 then orders them to contact the base with their position and begins briefing the team on how to destroy the aircraft. One of them notices that their compass is acting up, and noting that based on their map, the target is still a few hundred meters away. They also learn that they have lost contact with the base, receiving only strange static noise through the radio. They assume it is all part of their training, believing the cadre may have intentionally cut communications to make the mission more difficult. As planned, the team takes their positions. While scanning the area, 81 notices something unusual, which he believes to be the cadre in an ambush position, and tells the team that he is going to check it. The assigned team continues placing explosives on the aircraft. At the same time, 81 discovers their original target and realizes that the other one they spotted is not the real target. He quickly runs back to warn them, but the team has already detonated the explosives. When they look into the aircraft, they find that it has no damage at all. Suddenly, the aircraft begins to move, transforming into a robot-like machine. It scans them with a blue laser beam, and when it detects them as a threat, it marks the target with a red beam. It starts attacking and killing the team one by one, forcing them to retreat as fast as they can. 81 reaches them in time to save one of them and joins the rest as they move toward a ridge. Before they can escape, the machine hurls a ball-shaped explosive that blasts them over the slope. They tumble down hard, leaving several badly injured. 7 breaks his leg, and 1 suffers a serious wound. 81 moves quickly to help everyone, dragging 7 to safety. 81 climbs back up to look for their radio, only to discover that it is broken. He then notices another one still alive, but the machine scans and kills him before moving toward the group's position. Realizing the danger, 81 rushes back to warn the team that they must move immediately because the machine is coming. He orders everyone to ditch their weapons and climb down the ridge using ropes. One by one, the trainees descend. 1 volunteers to lower 7 and tells 81 to catch him at the bottom. But as he begins lowering him, the machine arrives, scans, and kills him, dropping 7 the rest of the way down. The machine slowly reaches the edge of the cliff and begins scanning the ground below. The trainees remain as still as possible along the cliffside, hoping it will pass. But the scanner suddenly locks onto 7's injured leg. 81 notices it immediately and orders everyone to run. They break into a sprint toward the forest as the machine opens fire behind them. Racing through the trees, they try to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the machine. After successfully escaping the attack, the team asks 81 to rest for a while. He allows them to, but insists it must be quick. 81 checks 7's broken leg. He briefly panics, but 7 steadies him. With the morphine shattered from the fall, 7 tells him to continue without it. 81 sets the bone and bandages the leg, and 7 passes out from the pain. The rest assume they are being set up by their own commanders. 81 then reveals the truth. The aircraft they destroyed was not the real target, and their commanders would not set them up to die. They place 7 on a stretcher, and 81 orders them to rush to the village where the cadre are camped. 15 complains about his decision-making, but 81 explains that they have no other choice left. With no other option, they continue forward. Eventually, they reach a wild river with an extremely strong current, making it impossible to swim to cross it. So, 81 steps forward and swims across the raging river to secure a rope. He fights the current, reaches the other side, and ties the rope to a tree. 15 begins guiding 7 across on the stretcher, but it gets tangled and a knot slips, leaving 7 hanging from the rope. 81 and another one move onto the line to help 7, but as they do, their compasses suddenly malfunction. The machine has arrived and it immediately shoots at the soldiers holding the rope, causing everyone to fall into the river. The current carries them toward a waterfall while 81's leg gets caught in the rope. The machine jumps into the river while 81 is caught in the rope beneath it. As the machine fires, he cuts the rope with his knife. He manages to dodge the machine's attack, dives away, and finds 7. They tumble down the waterfall, and 81 loses consciousness. Fortunately, he is found by the team while still holding on to 7, saving him from drowning in the water. Another soldier survives and finds them. He says he was swept away in the first attack and thought everyone else was dead until he spotted them in the river. 81 encourages them to push through, and when they reach the forest, they spot some traps attached to flares. But when they reach the village outpost, they find it burned and destroyed. 81 notices that the machine is on its way down from the mountain and is heading toward the base. The complaint again assumes the cadre had left them, but then they find one of them burned among the wreckage. Believing they have no time to waste, 81 orders them to ready the tank and says it must be fixed. 15 complains once again, arguing that they are no longer on the mission and that no one can match his silver star and hero-like status. But 81 grows angry at his comment and reveals that he never made it to the base. He collapsed 100 meters away, and when he woke up, his brother was already dead. Then they gave him an award for the worst day of his life. The whole team begins to understand what he's been through and immediately follows his order to fix the tank. As they start repairing it, they see a flare go up and everyone realizes the machine is near. They start the engine and climb in, placing 7 inside. The machine closes in, but 15 runs to grab ammo. Before he can return, he is shot, but he manages to throw the ammo to 81. The tank comes under heavy fire from the machine as it hurls a barrage of bombs. After the tense struggle, they think they have outrun it, but the machine is above them. It jumps straight in front of the tank and begins attacking, causing heavy damage. Everyone fires back, but the machine has unlimited firepower, destroying the tank. 7 is thrown out of the tank, and 81 is unable to save him. With his last grenade launcher, 81 shoots at the mountainside, causing rocks to crash onto the machine and pile over it. But the tank takes critical hits and explodes. 81 regains consciousness, injured, and looks around, but everyone else is dead. He rushes to the pile of rocks and clears the debris, but the machine is no longer there. When he turns around, he sees it sending a blue light into the sky. 81 realizes it has been communicating with its kind. 81 hears groans in the distance, and when he approaches, he finds that it is 7 who is still alive. 81 drags 7 in an attempt to reach the base, but the pouring rain makes it difficult for him. Frustrated, he collapses beside 7, feeling that he has failed everyone. 7 wakes and reveals that he was a former teammate of his brother, who used to boast about him all the time. 7 assures him that he never failed him, because he did his best to save him. 81 takes a breather, looks at the nearby quarry, and realizes the machine has a weakness. He tells 7 to wait and immediately heads to the quarry. When he arrives, he finds a bulldozer and makes a plan. Just as the machine is about to scan the place where 7 is hiding, 81 hurls a flare, luring the machine to the quarry. When the machine arrives, 81 detonates a bomb underneath it, causing it to fall into the dig. Then, using the bulldozer, he pushes the machine in place and fills its vents with rocks via small conveyors. 81 remembers the law of thermodynamics. Energy doesn't disappear and will find its way out. The machine tries to fight back, but the plan works. The machine overheats and collapses. As it is about to explode, it drops all of its bombs. 81 runs as the whole quarry erupts in flames. Later, 81 carries 7 and successfully arrives back at their base, but to his surprise, the whole place has been attacked by the same kind of machines. 81 puts 7 on the finish line and the medic immediately takes him away. Sheridan approaches and apologizes for not rescuing them, explaining that the whole nation was attacked by the same machines, and all they could do was defend. Now they have neutralized most of it, but thousands more are expected to arrive soon. Sheridan asks how 81 managed to take down the machine alone, and 81 explains the machine's weakness. Sheridan says this information could save countless lives and finally awards him the Ranger badge, welcoming him to the company. At Sheridan's request, 81 gives a heartfelt speech about being a Ranger, reminding them that giving their best is what matters, and that quitting is not an option. All of the Rangers then prepare for the next mission to fight the incoming enemy machines. At the chopper, their team leader mentions everyone's name, but they still don't know 81's real name. See you in our next Film Flash. Thank you for watching.